Bongani Fassie. The son of the late legendary musician Brenda Fasi blew millions of rands of her mother's estate worth more than 20 million rands. Just like someone who did not work for it, Bongani splashed the money like there was no tomorrow, buying multiple luxury cars, renting expensive villas and apartments, throwing parties and buying substances which he estimated to have spent over 4 million rands on.
Spent over 4 million.
However, it all came crashing down when the money dried up and reached a point where he was evicted from his rental apartment to failing to pay school fees for his 2 children. This is the story of how Bongani Fasi blew it. Bongani was born into fame and fortune, being Brenda Fasi's only child. His father, Dumisani Ngubeni, a former band member of Brenda and the Big Dudes, was barely part of his life. His mother believed in him so much she often called him a genius.
The most intelligent son. Everybody says, my son, everybody is proud of his child. But the son of mine, he's the most precious thing ever.
Oh, miss you so much. I want to say that I love you so.
And as a kid, Bongani became part of a 3-member music group called New Age, together with Chico Twala's son Longwe. Sadly, from a young age, Bongani was exposed to a certain lifestyle that would later haunt him in his adult life. Brenda Fasi lived the life of a rock star. She was a drug user who lived the fast life, and Bongani was exposed to it all. Bongani had a promising career ahead of him in the music industry. He had the talent, together with the privilege of having so many connections in the industry, being the son of Brenda Fasi. Unfortunately, his life took a turn upon losing his mother in 2004 when he was just 19 years old. From this point, the direction of his life took a downward spiral as he struggled with overcoming grief. I slipped into a few years after her death. Bongani would start living with a bunch of friends, partying, clubbing, and living the fast life funded by the money he received from his mother's royalties. He started abusing substances, which eventually became one of the factors that led to the destruction of Josie, the hip-hop group he was part of. Meanwhile, there was a battle for Brenda's estate, as there was a lot of issues surrounding it. Firstly, Bongani, together with his manager and lawyers, accused Brenda's former producer, Chico Twala, to have stolen from Brenda's estate, as they believed he had took some of the money he had collected from Brenda's former label, EMI. Chico has in various interviews denied these claims, stating that the people around Bongani at the time, including his manager, misguided him while stealing from him.
A month after Brenda was buried, I went to Bongani. Look, this is the money that we've raised. Mom is no more there. You are the only one. If this money is not there, who else will get it? But my advice to you is that invest this money. Get the interest, you've got a house. It's paid for. You've got over 11 million and more millions are going to come of royalties. Your mom's royalties. Make sure to know the money was going to sustain. The boy agreed. Then at the time he was working with Lungs, Ghetto Raf, Graham Kilfilin, Abelung. Then Bambi's reciting. But no. The money like the account lay reserve with Chico, the 12 million whatever. In none of the money. Since it's October, imagine about Chico by the 10 million EMI, 10 million there, whatever. So October about 40 million rent. We were accused of all this. No, so we went to court. No one succeeded in that court because I keep documents. I keep documents. If we get 10 rand, I keep it documenting it 9.
After years of the estate's court battle, the case was finally settled, with Bongani saying, "Everything has been rounded up. I've been laying low and I don't want to go around flashing money because it is my mother's hard-earned money and I don't want to paint a bad picture of her." If only had he stuck to these words, but Bongani would do the opposite instead. Bongani blew hundreds of thousands of rands on luxury vehicles, including 3 Hummers. The first one was 100,000 rands, the second one 200,000 rands, and the third one cost 190,000 rands. On top of that, he personally revealed what he would spend in a month: 70,000 rands on rent, shoes for his girlfriend for around 48,000 rands. He also dropped a bombshell by disclosing he spent close to 4 million rands on narcotics. A single night out with friends would easily result in 100,000 rands being blown. Taking into consideration the group of friends and girls he lived with, and being solely responsible for their upkeep, you can only imagine how much he would spend.
It was like paying 70K a month. You'd be like, yo, I want to pay 70K, you know what I mean? For this house, and there's a message, like they didn't clean or do something in that house. And then you'd be like, dude, everybody's living here for free. Everybody's getting food for free, music for free, the lights are never off, beers every day, man, everybody's got their own room.
Yeah, big mansion, big house. You understand? Big things. Yeah, it was safe there. Swimming pool, big studio, Persian carpets, the hair had nice things. He's living a soft life.
While blowing money with girls and his friends, Bongani cut off communication with close family members, and his aunt pointed fingers at Bongani's then manager Lance there as the person who was influencing Bongani. Lance took Bongani away from the family, thinking that we wanted his money. He is cutting me off from Bongani. Bongani had left her at his late mother's house in Beklu, the house he used to live with his friends during the Josie days. Eventually, the money dried up. In 2017, news broke out that Bongani was being evicted from his rental apartment. Fassie is allegedly over 34,000 rands in arrears after failing to pay his 1,300 rands rent per night at Japheth's apartment, which he turned into a motel. Fast forward a few years later, a source revealed to Zimoja that Bongani was being evicted from an apartment in 4 ways. After failing to pay 17,500 rands in rent, he was squatting with his 2 kids at his friend's house until he made frantic phone calls to Selo Chico Twala, said the source. To make things worse, he was broke to a point that he failed to pay school fees for his 2 kids. The kids have been sitting at home and not going to school since then, and he doesn't seem to care. He keeps saying he is Brenda Fasi's son when we try to talk to him about taking his life seriously, especially for the sake of his children, the friends say.